How we doing today, folks? Back with another Rocket League coaching video. It's been a minute. Today we have a person named V-Rush. They are a Grand Champ 1, as you can see from the little logo at the top. They say that their positioning and their game sense are their weaknesses. They're just looking for some an extra push. Try to get to Grand Champ 2. As a reminder, my coaching is always free. If you guys want to get coached, head on over to my Discord. Link is in the description, where you can join the Rocket League coaching section and submit a replay for me to review. We actually just recently made a spreadsheet for you guys to view if you guys want to see where you stand in the queue and where your video is at in the terms of editing, filmed, processing, all that good jazz. Since V-Rush is a Grand Champ already, we are going to be taking a deeper dive into his gameplay on ballchasing.com to get a closer inside look of how his gameplay looks. We need to see the finer details in his game in order to really understand, where he is at with his progression in the game. So we're going to pay attention to what he says his weaknesses are. Usually the higher players have a better self-awareness when it comes to what their weaknesses are, so we're gonna check and see what his are and what I think his are. In terms of being bad at game sense, there really is no other cure for that other than just playing more, listening for audio cues, knowing where your teammates supposed to be, where your enemies are supposed to be, and that just comes with experience. The more you focus on those small details of people, like you can hear their engine sounds, you can hear their boosting, you just need to pick up on those audio cues. The other way that I would recommend to get better game sense is honestly to play some type of first-person shooter, as in like a competitive first-person shooter, not Call of Duty, not Apex Legends, not a Battle Royale, not Call of Duty, none of that. The thing that you want to be playing is like Counter-Strike or Valorant or Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, even one of those games. That way you can get a better understanding of your game sense, in a quote. It's more of just your surroundings, taking in where certain players are, certain characters are, and then like being able to predict where the enemies are is the best form of game sense, because when you can predict where they are, it means that you know where they're supposed to be, you know how things are supposed to go. And you can transfer that game sense into Rocket League by making it in the sense of you can hear where they're boosting, where their engine sound is, where they're supposed to be in terms of rotation, and then you can make a better judgment on that. But other than that, you can't really just train game sense overnight. That is not something you can really do. But we will focus mostly on his positioning, and we'll see if there are any other weaknesses that I can really spot out. But without further ado, here we go into the replay. Alright, here he is, good old V-Rush. Got that speed kickoff, you know what it is. Almost got a quick one. Wait, are you queued with this guy? It says that person's in a party, but does that mean you're in the party with them? I honestly don't know. I'll have to ask. But for now, we're gonna assume that they are, just because that little logo is there. Oh, so right there, I will say, very dangerous for you to go for. I mean, you thought that your teammate was gonna touch this, get a second touch on it, and hit it over him, but right as soon as you see him missed, you should have been instantly turning towards the net. Because if this guy even had that in the upper 90, you had no chance of saving this. Not a single chance of saving that. I mean, you could have. It's very unlikely, but you could have. Oh, your teammate came in with the clutch. All right, let's see what he do. Just a quick shot, keep him honest. Oh, kind of flopping there. Yeah, he's up. You're chilling. Good little corner touch. Nice double to get it over him. Conserving boost. That's what we like to see. Grabbing the small boost pads. Missing that one. That's okay. Taking your time. Crazy. Most people just instantly yeet it. Nice little wall redirect touch, a little pinch, some like to call it. Oh man, your teammate really dropped the ball there. Seems like you're really keen on flipping to the front right. I mean, I don't want to say that you don't flip to the left, but you're just very comfortable flipping to the front right. And that could be bad. Could put you out of position, depending on where you land. Not a bad attempt, but now you have no boost and your teammate kind of passed it. Alright, let's see what they do. Going for a simple double touch. Didn't quite work out for him. Unfortunate. I think the only thing I can really say about that is you just need to be a bit more speedy. Right here, I mean, you just got to be a bit more speedy to it, but not much. I mean, not much you really could have done. Oh, your teammate trying something. See if he can get it out. Yeah, good decision not to go for that. But you kind of gave it away there with that touch. When you're going for this 50, it is vital for you to make sure that you actually stall it. Either have the ball stop moving or like make sure it goes back towards their net, because your teammate has 0 boost and he's now on the rotation. You, if you're going to go for this, you need to make sure it's a stall. That way your teammate can get back to the net. But you kind of didn't hit the 50 right, so you just pushed it off of him, causing it to go even farther down the field, and then they got a free goal. So I wouldn't say that's a positioning thing. That's you need to become a 50 god. I do like how you go for that corner boost rather than cheating up, even if you are queued with this guy. Good boost grab. Going on the back wall. Good defense. Oh no. So right here, this is something that my teammate and I do when we play. After I make a clear like this, we kind of, I mean, it is a split second decision on who should go for this ball after this touch, because I'm not going to land perfectly every time in order to progress this ball down the field. This is where the game sense comes in, and this isn't something that you can do unless if you're in comms with your teammate. He needs to be able to get to this ball, and that way you can just progress up the field and he can go for a quick pass and you guys can get a quick shot on the net. Right here, it's just by you and your teammate. He's expecting you to pass it, which is kind of the opposite. You want to be the striker in this situation, and your teammate needs to pass it up to you. But it just didn't work that way. A little comms error, maybe. Nice little power hit. Oh, they double committed. Should be a free goal. Nice. Alright, nice little touchdown. Going for some type of aerial. Oh, what a shot. was nice. Pretty clean, pretty clean. We'll watch that again. Yeah, you read that bounce perfectly. This guy knows how to double touch. And he isn't doing... This is for everybody else out there who's trying aerials. If you notice, this guy doesn't do like them flips and them tricks. He just hits this ball up, hits it again, and then turns his car in order to redirect it into the net. He does nothing fancy about this. It is just a clean shot, clean angle. So everybody else out there who's watching and says, oh, I'm not a flashy player, you don't need to be a flashy player to hit Grand Champ. And this is point proven right here. He didn't hit a flashy goal. He just hit a nice goal. There's a difference. And as long as you're making goals, that's how you win games. It doesn't need to look like some musty flick double touch psycho. Nah, just a simple little play will work. Oh, what are you doing? Oh my god, that was so close to being dangerous. When you're in a situation like this, you have two options. One, go for it. Two, turn away and play shadow defense. Here, you were so committed at that point. You should have just tried to go for it. You turning here is lucky that he didn't bump you, otherwise that was a free goal. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a little bit of positioning. So, like, your teammate is really supposed to be going for this ball. So, like, you went for it here. You're supposed to be second man rotating around. Your teammate's supposed to go for this ball. So let him go for that. You guys getting flustered there kind of puts you out of position, and now you're in an awkward spot too close to the ball to really get to it before this guy can. So also right here, I realize that you want to save boost by just flipping into it, but you kind of just handed it directly to him. Instead, you should have just caught it and dribbled it yourself. You could have controlled it a bit more, going up the wall right there, because then it's on a straight path. But if you controlled it a bit more, it would have been all right. But, oh my god, it worked out for you. What a play, what a play. And a nice little pass and a nice little shot. Not a bad challenge. Oh, if this is your queued teammate, you guys should start convoluting ways to get team pinches going on. So right here, your teammate catches it, and then you both just bump into each other. Me and my duo do it all the time. Oh, not a bad attempt. And it's an overtime. Good touch. Oh, nice 50 as well. Is your teammate gonna secure that? Bang, nice, good stuff. Alright, and that's the end of the replay. He only sent me, V-Rush only sent me one replay, so that's all we're gonna look at in terms of that. Just based on this gameplay, it seems like you're, I don't know, again, I don't know if you're actually queued with this my guy, but if you are, seems like you guys have a little bit of a communication issues here and there, but overall, looks like you're doing fine. But you do need to start speeding up your game. When you get into GC1, GC2, they're all about the same, but then GC3 to SSL, that's where everything is so fast, it is hard to keep track of what's going on. GC1 and GC2, again, they're about the same. You do need to be a little bit quicker in GC2 in order to keep up with everyone else. But I would say you just need to be a bit more quick on knowing exactly what type of shots you're going to hit. That way you aren't kind of just slowly going with the ball in an air dribble. I mean, you're doing the basics, and that's great. I love that you're not a flashy player. But if this is your like permanent duo, you guys need to figure out a way to come up with a couple more plays, get a little bit more situated, especially in that one situation where you're both in the corner. or where you hit the ball into the corner and it was just over your head and it ended up being a free goal. But let's take a look at ballchasing.com. We'll get a deeper dive into your gameplay. Post-editing Penguin here. I also wanted to say in your gameplay, I noticed that you were flipping a lot to the right, and that is a big issue, especially in these higher ranks. What I would recommend is definitely trying to get more left flips involved, because it seems like you really heavily favor that right side, and that is a major disadvantage. You need to be able to power hit the ball on the left side as well. Just a editing thought I had when I was making the video. But back to the video. Alright, so this is ballchasing.com. This is your replay, as you titled it. Let's see, so we'll just go to the overview, and you can see, like, here's the stats of the goals and the shots and the saves. Here's an overall arch of the game and how it went. You guys had more shots, more goals. Wait, yeah, you're the blue team. More shots, more goals. You had less assists, but I mean, it's only by 1. Saves, you guys had 3, they had 6, so yeah, that kind of tracks, you know. Got 12 shots, they have 6 saves for it. Possession, that's the thing that I was going to touch on. So if we go over to your heat map, you can actually see where your positioning is most of the time. And these green areas are really nice because it means that you're constantly in these areas. And they overlap quite often, especially on this corner here. Looks like your teammate had a lot of love for that boost right there. We can get a lot of information just on this heat map. So it looks like you guys weren't even in their side of the field that much, except for this corner area. He was in and out of there, rotating a lot, doing a weird up the wall type thing here. But you never were on this side. And it makes sense because you favor flipping to the right. So if you flip to the right on this, you're less likely to make a goal. Maybe try to incorporate flipping left a bit more. That way you can be versatile on both sides. But the reason why there's a lot of green over here, and it's not uncommon for a lot of green to be towards your net because obviously you're defending, but the reason why there's mainly a lot of green over in this area is because your guys' possession. So you guys only had possession of the ball 43% of the time, almost 42, which is not good. The ball was mostly on this side just because you guys had a lot of shots, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that was a great thing. As you can see, 34% of the time the ball was on your side. You guys were great at clearing it and getting it away from your net, but I mean, you guys really didn't really give yourself a chance to actually make a lot of these goals. Let's take a look at my heat map from an average game that I played. So this is what the ball heat map looks like. It is all over the place, and we have 50-50 pretty much. We had possession more of the time than they did, at least I think. Let me check. Yeah, so we're blue boys. So the ball was in our side a lot, but that's because we're taking our time with how we want to approach each shot. But as you can see, the pressure, or the possession is about 50-50. But it would spend a lot of time on our side because we would catch the ball and try to make a play. And this heat map shows that based on where we were in rotation. My duo and I, we like to make a lot of passing plays, so usually wherever I'm not, he is. That way we can just cover each other. So like, I'm not here a lot, he's here a lot. I mean, I do have a specific rotation, as you can see. It is pretty defined. Like, there's not a bunch of scrambles like this guy all over the map. Something I am noticing, a lot of these heat maps in the higher ranks, there is rotation everywhere. And I honestly don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's been a minute since I've been super high rank. Yeah, let's check out power slides. So you were not that fast this game. You spent not a lot of time in the air, and you were less likely to be in supersonic than your teammate. Let's see. Power slide. So you only power slid 31 times, and let me check mine. Yeah, that is very low. I don't power slide often. I power slide long, as you can see. Average power slide total duration, or right there, average power slide duration is 0.15, meaning I hit my power slide longer, but like 60s to 80s I feel like is where you want your power slide count to be. Yours is way low, and like this guy too. Just because the more time that you are hitting your power slide button, oh, you have a high power slide average duration too. But even I have 60, and I have the same exact one. The more you're hitting your power slide means that you're making micro adjustments to get to where you want on this ball. It means you're more accurate in a way, not always. Just by pushing the power slide button doesn't automatically make you more accurate. We are pushing power slide in order to get the ball in a more precise positioning to where we want it, which is why our heat maps aren't really yellow. A lot of yellow. It's mainly just here, a little bit in mid, but that's us rotating. We're getting the ball into a specific position that we want so we can create our own team play. And I call this average gameplay because him and I are not even talking about the game while we're playing. We might say up or back left is gone. That's about it. I call it average gameplay because this is how we play average. And this is like a raw performance. I'm not focused on trying to be top 5,000 in the world. I'm just focused on having fun. Another thing to take into account is this chart right here. The overfill, how many small pads you collect. This all plays into effect. As you can see, we stole over almost 3 full pads of boost from them, and our overfill makes sense. We grabbed more boost than we had. Keeping them boostless is a great way to control this ball. Let's check yours. Yeah, so you guys did have more overfill stolen, but like they clearly had more of the boost. They were kind of limiting you on your boost, except you guys were great at the small pad stealing. I mean, overall, from what I can get from this is you need to try to focus on making more micro adjustments in order to put yourself in a better position for the ball. Because you're only at 31 power slides for the entirety of the game, and I finished mine at 66. I mean, granted, my front right bumper, which is my power slide, is absolutely going to go out in 6 months, but, you know, that's just an Xbox controller. Demos usually also plays take in it, but the meta for high ranks is actually kind of changing lately, that I've noticed. Anybody in high rank, they don't really have a lot of demos anymore. It doesn't seem like the demo bump play is the strat anymore. I think based just on this, oh, that shooting percentage as well. You guys did have a lot more shots, so it makes sense, but you want to try to get that number to where theirs is. About 1 goal per shot. Yeah, you had 8 shots and only 3 goals. That's about half. Your teammate kind of brought down the average. Yeah, you want to make sure that your shot to goal ratio is about half. It is very hard to do, but if you don't use this site to analyze your own games, I would definitely look into it. You can upload 5 replays a day for free. They don't charge. And you can literally just go through all the games that you've been playing lately and analyze them. Like, how much boost did I steal this game? How much power slides did I do? What's my shot percentage? How many demos were there? And you can check out your own playstyle on this. This is a very useful tool that I used when I was getting up to SSL, even though I never got there. Made it to top 5,000 in Rocket League in 2s, which is cool. But, I mean, I used this tool and it helped me out a lot. It really helped me analyze my game. Not only that, but this 3D replay viewer was also really useful because it shows everybody on the field in like a different way that you didn't really look at it. And like, if you looked at this, you can get a lot of information on it too. It's the exact same replay from your game. And your car moves exactly how you move. But like, if you were looking at that, you right here, you were so close to that ball and you had no chance to save that. You're just lucky your teammate came in and saved it. What I can say for your overall Rocket League gameplay for improvement, I wouldn't say that your game sense was bad just based on that one replay. It seemed like you were really aware of everyone. It just seems like you made some small mistakes. Just like that time, let me go back to it. So right here in the replay where you were pushed up too far, a power slide here would have helped you turn back towards the net, you know? So like, focus on making sure that you're using your power slides efficiently to make sure that you can make those micro corrections. Because you ended up just turning back towards it and it was bad for you and now it's over you. So what I would focus on mainly, just from what I can see from these replays, is your power slides. Try to use them to micro adjust your positioning, and that will also help your positioning. One of your concerns you had, I think yours was more of like rotational positioning, but I mean, it all goes hand in hand. Once you get one down, the other one follows. But that is going to do it. Thanks for coming out to this video. If you guys liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, and as a reminder, my coaching is always free. If you guys want to get coached, head on over to my Discord where you can submit a replay for me to review. Just make sure you guys read the rules, and then we will get to you as fast as possible. But yeah, that's going to do it. See you guys later.